What's good with the YouTube? You already know. Big Flocko with a convicts reaction. I got another reaction for you guys, man. But before we start, man, let's hit the like, subscribe, comment, do all things to help support the algorithm of this channel, and hit that bell notification, man. So, I was watching EBK's reaction uh, to a video I did, man. Me and Rojo went down to visit Sundown one time, right? And we decided to do 3, 4 videos. And one of the topics we figured that would be a good one because we'd heard this before from him previously was about prison punks and about was it going down, right? So if you look on the prison genre, right, there's two types of topics that get hella views for some reason. You know what I'm saying? When people get their fucking shit took and punks. I don't know what it is. It gets hella views. So I elected, and Rojo elected to do a video on punks. Well, how was it like back in those time frames, right? Because we hear all the different bits and pieces, right? And Sundown gave a fucking crazy, truthful story. It is what it is, man. Um, I think it's kind of hard for people to fathom or to understand that this really went down back in the days amongst a lot of these groups. I have a paperwork on one individual um, from Bakersfield where they actually fucking were straight fucking taking this dude's fucking shit, and he was from during this time era, the '70s, man. It was a treacherous time, man. And if you think that people didn't engage back then, there's a lot more people who engaged as opposed to not engaged out of all these groups. That's the truth. No one wants to speak about it. It's one of those situations that's an untalk about taboo. But during that time era, it was fucking normal, man. You know what I'm saying? I found it. I've read the comments and people have all kinds of funny comments and opinions on it, man. But the truth of it is, man, is this, man. Back in the '70s, there was motherfuckers that were fucking punks, straight up. There was dudes that were taking people's cheeks and all that. That's just the truth of it. We can't sugarcoat it. We can't do anything but keep it real, keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody thinks that it's, I know for us now in today's times, it's looked at as abnormal because it's taboo in the system. But there was a time period where that shit was fucking normal as fuck, man. And whether you want to fucking people want to admit it or get mad or upset about it or think it happened, man. You know what I'm saying? This was one of the hardest interviews I had to do and keeping a straight face and just hearing the things I heard because it's like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Some of those names we heard are very well known, you know what I'm saying? And I've heard other people who have engaged, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to sit there. Of course, I don't condone it. I don't accept it. I mean, but at the same time, it's just really what happened. You know what I'm saying? There's names that you guys will be surprised. So that's a good reaction. I don't trip off. I didn't copyright it. I didn't take nothing personal because it's a video that fucking shocks everybody. When you listen to it, like I'm watching right now, you know, I couldn't keep a straight face during some of the shit that I heard, man. And me and fucking Rojo were laughing on the way home. You know, you can sit there and say how it is nowadays, right? You know what I'm saying? And but that's just how it was. There's a lot of shit going on back then that was just fucking kept under wraps. There's certain names I could mention that would shock you from all different sides, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, there was a dispute over a fucking punk that happened between fucking the NF and the MA that kind of reignited the fucking war again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, believe it or not, Mundo talks about that, man. So this is not something that's anything new. You know, back then either you were with it, treacherous or whatnot, or you weren't. You weren't talking about dudes that had a moral compass in prison. You're talking about convicted killers and fucking convicted just fucking thieves and all that. Just straight banditos that were fucking fighting for fucking territory, killing each other on the streets and all kinds of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna fast forward and watch a little bit of this video as I'm talking to you guys a little bit, man. And I mean, you know, I'm, I'm watching some of these comments and shit, man. It's fucking hilarious, man. But you know, this is the reality of it, guys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's dudes on the other side that have been known for fucking taking cheeks in both sides, man. I mean, it was a different time era to where it was acceptable. I don't know when it started to be frowned upon, but I'm gonna say probably in the '80s sometime. it started to be less and less fucking, you know what I'm saying, known. But there's to me paroling in the 90s, there was people that were still fucking around with churros. You know what I'm saying? I don't It is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? If anybody wants to sit there and deny it, it's the truth of it, man. And you know, Codeo and a lot of viewers are shocked, but don't be shocked because this is kind of shit that was really happening back then, man. Different time era, and that doesn't mean it's tolerated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a crazy time, man. One of the things I was like, well, I was the 70s. Okay, so I was the 70s, guys.
In the 70s. Yep. So you got to remember, it's 2023, man. Like the way we've been educated today is okay. There's no acceptance, there's no tolerance or anything, man. But fucking, I read the old Constitution and it says, at no time will Emiliano put materialistic things, be they woman or punk, before the organization. It says it in the Constitution. So apparently, at one time, it would have had to have been accepted. I mean, this is in the old one. Um, and I don't know if it was for monetary purposes. I don't know if it was fucking, you know what I'm saying, a dude that they had bought or whatever. The business activities were different back then. They had different rackets. You know what I'm saying? Um, I've always thought the story was interesting how he bought someone to save him. You know what I mean? That I kind of found kind of interesting my damn self, but I'm not going to sit there and say anything further. I think I asked him the question on that fucking interview, and you know, people keep on using the term legend. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's a legend in this game right now. There's no living legends in this game, really. You know what I'm saying? What there is you got those that have were part of that lifestyle who have, when that remark was made, it was made as kind of a joke because no one had seen what sundown looks like today. So everybody was questioning. Um, someone also said in the comments about that I stabbed him. I didn't stab him. You had people like Hobo and fucking Fig who stabbed him. You know what I'm saying? Is there some things that have been questionable? Yeah, they raised questions on some of the stuff that he said, of course. But it doesn't mean to say that he wasn't a Familiano. That's 100% fact that he was. You know what I'm saying? And you know, whatever one's past, present, or what it is today, that's irrelevant. He was part of the organization at one time. He was there in the 70s. He knew these people like Crackers and Indio and all these cats and fucking Fig and Bobo. Bobo had a liking personally for something I was told. Had a personal relationship. So a lot of people want to sit there and try to discredit the man at times, but you can't discredit these individuals I just mentioned. You can't discredit Fig. You can't discredit Hobo. These are dudes that were fucking there educating those dudes that are now in current leadership positions. Hobo was schooling some of those dudes like Pinky and whatnot, Cornlean and all them. How are you going to sit there if Hobo's saying that, yeah, Fig was part of the organization, I mean, that something was part of the organization, then he is stamped. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you can do to fucking discredit someone that fucking was part of the organization during the early years. People want to find a reason to attack Sundown. Okay, I get it. He expresses himself in a fucking very unique. He's a very good storyteller. Yes, you know what I'm saying. But it doesn't mean that what he's telling isn't true about how it was in the '70s. I've heard shit about Rafa's old man. Old man. You know what I'm saying? I've heard shit about other people that are still active. I will not say their fucking names. We all know what happened with Bad Boy. Part of the reasons why he had to do what he had to do. So there's been a long list of dudes who have done certain things, man. That let's just keep it 100. That was part of the way life was at back then. Doesn't mean it was accepted, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Back then, it was a little bit more tolerable for these situations. I read a pro hearing report for an NF member who him and two other people were fucking made this dude fucking give up his cheeks because they told him if not, they were gonna kill his brother. So that kind of shit happens, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why people are kind of shocked about it. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? We're all entitled to our opinion. I mean, I think it's fucking crazy. It's not something I don't want to fucking be part of it. It's kind of hard that it happened, but it happened. That kind of shit went down back in the days, man. If you think that dudes weren't getting punked in the '70s, come on, man. It was happening, man. There was dudes that were not only getting punked, they were getting their shit took. So you got to remember too, the NF started also as a against suppression, but it turned into a mob by '72. All that fucking for the people went out the door. You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth of it, man. It became about criminal organizations. The North Daniels continued to apply it by the late '70s and '80s for the people. So that's the difference in direction that everything went. You know what I'm saying? But I thought it was an entertaining video. You know what I mean? I thought it was a good discussion. I know you're gonna get laughs, you're gonna get people talking shit, but that's just what it is, man. You know what I mean? Wow. You know what I'm saying? And so none of this shocks me. This is stuff that's all fucking well documented and known, man. Fighting oppression, you know, there's a lot of propaganda, man. There was oppression, though. I seen it from my own fucking hands, man. I think in the initial stages, it was about oppression. You know what I'm saying? As far as in the early ages of the NFC expulsion. But by 72, like I said, I was told it turned into a mob. The struggle part didn't come back into the fold till what they call they call them like the Gilroy boys, the Far Meadows. That's when the Norteños started to have their push and stuff when they all got taken off the lines and they weren't as established in these prisons no more. You know what I'm saying? And there was people who were trying to oppress Northerners. I have been told that, and I've experienced it myself. You know what I mean? Oppression. If you're telling me I can't wear my fucking shirt, I mean I have to take off my shirt. I mean, not take off my shirt. If I have to leave my shirt on or I have to cut my hair, you're trying to press me from doing what I'm doing. And I experienced it my damn self when I went to a prison. So that stuff isn't propaganda. Is it kind of over embellished nowadays? Probably, but that was something that really did go down, man. Uh, you know, like I said, different time era, interesting topic, man. Uh, I didn't comment negative. Someone got mad because I laughed about it because I think it's funny. That's a different time era. I think the shit's kind of comical. That shit. I couldn't even keep a straight face doing the interview, to be honest with you. But like I said, the reason why we did the video was hopefully maybe some youngsters see it don't want to go to prison. Number one. Number two, hopefully it gets views because videos like this get fucking views. I don't know why. We did okay on it, but there's some that like have over 100,000, 200,000 views based upon talking about fucking prison fucking punks or prison rape. They get views. Why not run a fucking episode on it? Anyways, this is Flacco from Convicts Reaction, man. Just reacting to another one, man. I don't take offense to the video. A couple people sent me messages about like I'm supposed to take offense to it, but it is what it is. I'm out.